Good day to you, you demon hunter bastard. Welcome back to the channel. My name is FOXSOL, and we're playing some more Devil May Cry Pika Combat, or better known as Wallet May Cry, the game trying to separate you from your cash and make that wallet cry. In today's video, we're going to be discussing one big question that I think a lot of people have been asking me in the last couple of hours through Discord, through a couple of DMs I had on actually Twitter and stuff like this. That is, Devil Bringer Nero better or is Vergil better? Well, let's break it down. The question in today's video is going to be simple. Is babyface Devil Bringer Nero better? Or is Daddy Vergil Endless Judgment better? Well, let's get into it and let me go ahead and discuss it with you. I am not sure what's going on outside right now, guys. I'm hearing a lot of yelling. So if that's caught into the video, I do apologize. It's a little distracting. There's just some people outside the apartment complex that's yelling and all this. So anyway, getting back into the video real quick and go ahead and discussing this real quick. I think that the best place to go ahead and do all of this is going to be in freestyle training mode, to where we're going to be able to pin two characters against themselves. Now, it should be known that with my two characters in particular, my Vergil is SSS. He has gotten 4 dupes. He is very high in the regards of his damage. His Motherless Tusk got 1 star on it. He's pretty much a powerhouse. But overlooking everything, we'll just take a look quickly at the stats and for you guys to take a look at. You could tell that my Vergil stats are, basically 4,800-ish for the attack. Defense is at 3,000, HP is at 15, crit rate is at 11.4, crit damage is at 104.4, overall damage is at 23.8, while the physical damage is going to be at 22.4 for my Endless Judgment Vergil, which is all really good, and he is a triple S. The cards that he is running on him is very much the Phantom card set. It gives him physical damage increasement by 16%, while also giving him a 4-card stack that gives his crit rate and damage rate an extra 20% boost if the target is bleeding. We're just going to roughly go through this real quick. Same thing for my Devil Bringer Nero. Devil Bringer Nero. We have an attack that's higher than Vergil by 5,066, with a defense lower by 2,274. Lower HP by 13,000. Crit rate is 8.2. Crit damage is at 50. Overall damage is 13.6, with fire damage being at 24.8 and nothing else in any other stat. The cards that we are running is the Pluton card set, where it also increases the fire damage by 16%, and each attack increases the overall damage by 2% for the next 10 seconds and can stack up for 15 times. So, in stat-wise, if you were to actually really compare it, you'll see that there's 2 different types of builds. Vergil's a crit build, where my Nero's build is more based on an attack build. He's not worried about crit. He's worried about getting into your face and doing as much damage as possible, whereas Vergil is trying to end the battle before it even starts, which makes him, more of an expert in battle. So going into the training mode, I'm going to pop on Vergil real quick. The best thing I can tell you is, and I'll answer the question right now, is Vergil still better than Nero? 125%. Vergil is the only character, maybe except for Royal Guard, that I can tell you can hold his own in a multitude. He plays Devil May Cry. That's the point. Unlike majority of other characters that require assistance from their team, Vergil does not need help. Vergil actually, he gets a benefit of an extra 30% crit rate by having a full physical team. You don't need it. You do not need it for Vergil. You can play Vergil by himself without even having the notion of putting, Dante on the team or Lady on the team. He doesn't need it. Because like I stated, Vergil is a character in this game that plays like Devil May Cry. He relies on no help He is fully coming in to do one thing and one thing only, and that is to end the battle as fast as possible. He is not there to play around. He is not there to go ahead and make jokes. He's there to come in, throw judgment cuts, throw his ult, end the battle within 30 seconds. He's a glass cannon to a certain degree. But he is because in reality, depending if you don't have defensive and you do more like what I'm doing, which is a crit-based build, he doesn't really take a hit. And that's the point. The point of Vergil is not to take a hit. Vergil's point is to destroy the enemy, which makes him, in all honesty, the most strongest character is. He is a fucking SS fucking tier. He is godlike. There is no other character that by any far that can do so far what Vergil is capable of damage-wise with the crits. Nothing I can find so far. That may change in the future if they add some different cards, you know, like maybe something like Hell cards devs. Something that would help, I guess, bully out, you know, the characters to allow me to have characters that be a little bit more of a bully. Now, versing his son, in all honesty, we're going to swap over to Nero. Nero's a character that can hold his own still, okay? The difference with Nero is that playing him solo does not feel rewarding like his father. The damage is really not there. Vergil can do about 30,000 damage to 40,000 damage on a single hit combo, whereas Nero here pretty much lands around 16. That wasn't a standard combo, but this will be. He's on fire. Let's reset and get the fire off real quick, so that way I can show you exactly like a base damage on a character. Because I like using freestyle training to actually showcase me what a combo does. Yeah, 17,000. So half the damage of what his father's typical combo is, because there is no crit on this character. There is no true physical damage. The damage comes in from fire because he's a fire-based character. Now, what does that mean? How do we work with this character? So you're telling me he's a bad character. I'm going to tell you that Nero is not a bad character, but Nero plays a completely different game than his father. He can, in all honesty, do equivalent damage to what you see with Vergil, but it requires a helping hand. The best helping hand that he's got is this, Fist of Salvation Dante. Fist of Salvation Dante helps to go ahead and increase the brand. If you see underneath my name, underneath my health bar, you'll see this 34 going up to 35, all the way up to 50, which is your brand stacks. By stacking your brands, this allows Nero to come in and basically be a powerhouse with his ult. Nero has several different ways of working with this, but it's explosive damage. Nero himself can also put in brand up to 10 by using the Exceed. So by just using combo B, like this, you can go ahead and you can also build up brand. But what I'm saying is, how can we get equivalent damage like Vergil? Nero has an ult. He has a devil trigger, and that devil trigger allows him to do explosive damage to where it comes in. The difference is that when it comes to Nero, Nero does not play the game of Devil May Cry. I think a lot of people who starting to say I don't like Devil Trigger because he's not as good as Vergil does not realize that Vergil's a really, really good character. Okay? It's just that Vergil needs to have a setup. The best setup you could do, Nero needs a setup. Unlike Vergil, who does not need a setup, if you set up the right circumstances, the right opportunities for Nero, you'll see him shred enemies' life bars. You'll see over 26,000. You'll see, right here, 270,000 damage from a 31 hit combo by just going in and just wailing because the situation, the opportunity was set up properly. Putting Nero by himself does not accomplish this. How do we accomplish this is with primarily having the proper team. I stated it a while back in one of my, a little while actually, not a while back, but a little while ago in one of my live streams that, you know, I was looking at support characters and like, how the fuck is goddamn Spark Igniter a fucking support? Well, guess what? She's not a support really in this terms of what you think. With a full team of resonation here, you know, we get a fire type of hunters that increase the fire damage by 30%. We could do the same thing with Vergil, you know, put 2 Dantes on there and get him a 30% crit rate, but we don't need it with Vergil. But with Devilbringer, we kind of need it. We need a setup. And let me go back one more time, actually. The setup that we need is we need to make it to where when Nero comes in, right? Nero is ready to do what it takes to have damage. My recommendation is that this would be the teams as a whole. You want to start off with Fist of Salvation Dante into Spark Igniter into Devilbringer. This is where Nero now becomes a little better, because when you have someone that can come in, you start off with Fist of Salvation Dante, who can put in that brand, who can get that brand stack up there, up in a short amount of time. Like, look at this. It doesn't take much of anything to get that brand in there. We're already going to be at 50 here in a minute. Boom. It really doesn't take time. And with the proper cards, which I don't have on Fist of Salvation, we can do it even more. And then we have Lady who can come in. And with her, she has a skill. The skill allows Nero to come in with his QTE, which does extreme damage on its own and allows him to set up for a combo that actually does damage. And then, because we have a brand stack, it doesn't take long to build up a Devil Trigger to where we go into alt, and that brand stack now becomes explosive damage, which adds on to the damage that we already have that's godlike in a sense with our Devil Trigger with the manifestation behind Nero. As you can see, we're not doing, you know, a great deal of damage in terms of like what Vergil can do, but we're doing the equivalent of just good enough to be a solid A-rated character. And I'm sure with the proper card setup on Dante, if I would have it, and the proper setup I would have on Ignite now, it's going to make me put effort into building up Igniter Lady, because them both together, their job is not to do damage. Their job is to set up the play field for Nero to come in to deal the damage. You have the fire penetration with Lady, you have the brand stacks with Fist of Salvation Dante, and you have the damage output that is going to come from babyface Devilbringer Nero. So, I'm going to end this once and for all, and I'm going to say, yes, Endless Judgment Vergil as a character is 100% better than Devilbringer Nero, and I think that's going to be like this for a long time, even with newer characters like V and Count Thunder coming out. That I'm thinking that Endless Judgment is going to be on the top for a very long time, if not maybe for the rest of the game. However, when it comes to Nero, with the proper team, the proper build, the proper cards on everybody, you can see equivalent damage that would be would be close to, if not almost the same as Vergil. You'll see enemies get shredded in bulk. It just takes a little bit more of a thought process to go around. Whereas, like I said, Vergil's a one-man army that wants to end the entire battle in one go. His job, you have Vergil on your team, his entire job should be in 30 seconds, his battle's over. Whereas Nero plays a little bit more. But He's not going to destroy an enemy team in 30 seconds. He's going to destroy the enemy team within a minute. It just takes the proper setup. And once that setup is done, Nero can be, as long as he's got the team, just as good as Vergil. Maybe a little bit under. So I will use a tier list example here, and I will tell you, on a tier list, Vergil's on the top. He is S, whereas Nero is a solid A. He is right below that of Vergil. Do the proper build, look at it, and you'll see for yourself. You can't play Nero by himself. You have to play him. If you want to maximize his damage, you have to play him within a true team. And that's what actually matters. So thank you so much for taking the time to watch the video. Here's another, Devil Bringer video versus Vergil here. And should be live streaming later tonight. So catch me then if you have any questions or if you have any comments. Love to hear it live on the show. So take it easy, and I'll catch you on the flip side. Peace.